Hey, my name is Mohammed Malik. I am the founder of Forge Health, and we are a network of preventative health coaching programs in the BAC health space. And I wanted to record this quick video to share my experience with working with Trevor and his team. So before I started working with Trevor, I was coming into the space from being a previous gym owner, being a previous more of a fitness coach, and trying to scale with challenges. And a lot of those promotions and offers were dying down. So I was actually really stuck. I had an offer that I was testing for a while on my own, and I was super plateaued. And I had a VSL, but I just felt like I was trying to figure out how to make paid ads work. And just the ROI that I was getting on paid ads was not worth it. And as a founder, when you're a single person founder and you're juggling pretty much everything on your own, it's really hard to be able to focus on what are the right things that you need to do to be able to scale the business, right? And so it was really tough because I felt that I knew that I had a lot more in me. I knew that I wanted to grow, but I just didn't know what it was to actually grow. And obviously, with the inconsistent sales, right? Some months were really good, and some months it was like feast and famine. It was just inconsistent. And so I was getting to a point where I was getting burned out because I was spinning my wheels. I didn't know what else to do, and I had to figure out a way to consistently generate revenue inside of my business. And when I started working with Trevor, a lot of was I skeptical before I started working with Trevor? Did I delay the decision? And what I would tell somebody that's in your shoes, I wasn't very skeptical because when I spoke with Trevor, Trevor laid everything out from a very data perspective and a first principles perspective. I just understood it. It was very straightforward. It was, this is the math and this is how it works. And the roadmap that he had laid out and the vision of what it would look like to work with him and what kind of his game plan was, because he's so hands-on with his client, it's really awesome that you're able to get a first-hand experience of somebody who has spent a lot of money in advertising, his own money, right? You have agencies that spend other people's money, but then you have a guy who's actually spent hundreds of thousands of dollars of his own money on ads to get data, to get validation, to test different offers, to tell you that, hey, from his experience, this is what it's actually going to look like. And that was really awesome to see. So I wasn't very skeptical, but I did delay the decision because the way he laid it out and the way the numbers were laid out, I was actually afraid. Because as a business owner, a lot of us want that growth. A lot of us just are like, yeah, I really want to scale. But then when you really think about it, it's probably one of the scariest things because it's uncomfortable, right? It brings in new territory of growth. So that's where a lot of the delay was, where for the first time when I spoke to somebody who can help me build my business and really make sure that for the first time, I felt after speaking with Trevor that I had somebody who understood acquisition of clients at such a high level that I could trust him and that it was actually up to me whether if I was ready for the growth or not. And that's a really scary place to be in, right? And so that's where my decision was really delayed. But Trevor, because he understands the holistic view of business, he's not just coming in from the marketing perspective. He's built sales teams, he's hired salespeople, he's done back-end fulfillment, he's built courses and stuff like that. So he understands the array of things from the start to finish, right? From lead gen to fulfillment to retention. And he helped me really solidify my decision to make sure that I was not worried because I didn't want to scale too quickly and then crash and burn. And so what I would tell somebody that's if you're in my shoes, right? What I would tell you is that the longer you wait, the more you're going to struggle. You're going to because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, right? And so if you're looking to struggle and spin your wheels, then you're going to continue to do so. I wish I had found Trevor sooner. I don't know where Trevor was 3 years ago. And so I wish I had found him sooner to be able to get the answers I was looking for from a very precise method of what was going to work for me, right? And before working with Trevor, here's kind of my thought process, because I had a little bit of doubt to make sure that this was going to work before I jumped on the call. I wasn't sure. Some of the results that he was sharing, I was like, that's cool, but will it actually work for me? And so when he laid out the roadmap, it's that's what made me really confident, because it helped me understand that like it's a system that works. It's not something that he's pulling out of his butt. It's a system that is designed from step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 that is going to work specifically for you. And I really didn't have any concerns that prevented me from buying. I wanted to buy. I was like, take my money, because I knew that, because and at the beginning, I will tell you, the investment is going to be scary, but and it's not scary from a standpoint that it's going to be too high, but it's the ROI that's absolutely worth it. Because to myself, I sat down and I thought to myself, based on the numbers, based on the data, based on Trevor's track record and how good he is, I know that I'm going to be able to 10x my revenue. If I'm able to do that, the investment is very nominal, because then the return that I'm going to get for years to come is absolutely incredible. Because once we have the system cranking and it's dialed in, it's unreasonable for me not to be able to grow my business to $200,000 a month, right? And so my first aha moment when something like things really clicked for me is that I had a VSL, and Trevor looked at it, Trevor analyzed it, Trevor saw literally where the nooks and crannies was, and he really helped me dial in my offer to make sure that I could start getting results. And before, with my VSL, I was getting very passive leads. The leads were super, super, super passive. These weren't people that were looking to invest. My offer sucked. It was very soft. And as soon as I made the offer better working with Trevor, as soon as I was able to dial that in, like my lead quality improved, my application, my call quality improved. So the people that I was getting on calls with were much more qualified. They were ready to buy, and my closing percentage went up, right? It went from like 20% to I was now closing 50 to 60% of people, because people were primed and ready to buy. It's because we took the VSL and we made it even better. We made the offer even better. So when people jumped on, they were ready to go, right? Now, my favorite part that's been about working with Trevor is it's just his hands-on support. Like he's super hands-on. He's very supportive, and he makes sure that like I just feel heard with Trevor, because I've had a lot of concerns, and I was like, hey, I want to make sure that I do this right. I'm on brand. I want to make sure that I'm not just like scaling like quickly and burning people out and not being able to fulfill. And he was able to help me really balance that. Not only that, he's been able to support me on other parts of the business where I can get feedback from him based on his expertise. And like the biggest thing that I would say, my favorite part, is just the consistent results. Like consistently not having to stress, because I know that my marketing is taken care of. So that way I can go out and focus on building my sales team and dialing in my fulfillment system. So that way I can actually scale my business, right? So for me, the problem that Trevor helped me solve was getting consistent quality leads inside of my business, getting calls booked on my calendar, optimizing my VSL, and really making sure that my paid ads ecosystem, the entire engine, it wasn't just about like running a bunch of ads and getting a bunch of leads. It was understanding the whole ecosystem, making sure the retargeting ads, the creative, the copy, it was all dialed in. Like this guy is a artist at what he does, and it's like he's got it down packed to a science, right? And so if I could go back and talk to myself before I joined the program, what would I say? The thing that I would say is that I should have found Trevor sooner. Like that's the only thing that I would say. Like I wish that I wish that I had found Trevor sooner, because I was just trying to figure everything out on my own. And the reality is, as a business owner, we are good at certain things and we're not good at certain things. And so for us, we should just stick with doing the things that we're actually good at and making sure that we focus on those things, and letting experts like Trevor dial in our acquisition system and marketing system to make sure that we are successful. So if you're on the fence on this, right, if you're on the fence of working with Trevor, I will tell you this, like, he's got your back. He knows what he's doing. Don't let the fear hold you back, right? Like, if you put the effort in, if you work with him, if you follow everything that he says, his system works. I will tell you this. His system works. You just got to do the work and make sure that you show up based on what he has, because it's a two-way street, right? Trevor can only do so much, so you got to actually make sure that you show up and you get everything rocking and rolling. But Trevor will take care of you as long as you communicate and you let him know what is going on. So if you're on the fence, like, don't be on the fence. Get off the fence and sign up. Like, the longer you wait to sign up, the longer you are holding yourself back from growing your business. That's all I'm going to say. And so now it's up to you if you want to grow your business because Trevor can help you, or if you don't want to grow your business. That's completely up to you. Is there anything else that I would like to share about business owners that's considering working with Trevor? The biggest thing I will tell you is that when you're juggling everything, like, everything kind of muddies up together. When you have someone like Trevor come in and take care of the acquisition process and making sure that you're getting consistent, like your marketing is dialed in, like, I will tell you, it gives you the bandwidth to then be able to think about, like, this is what, like, it just feels like, when large corporations have their entire department, it's like having a marketing department. That's what Trevor is. Trevor's making sure that you have a marketing department so that way you can go out and do the thing that you are good at, right? Because you have that skill set and you have that expertise. So if you're just considering it, like, trust the process, do the work, because at the end of the day, if you listen to Trevor, you follow the system, it's unreasonable for you not to be successful. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you sign up, because Trevor's going to take care of you, and I couldn't be happier.